Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes it feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's walking alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be his friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And four, man, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
So we've talked about cards like the Andre Karolinko.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello and thanks for joining us on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith as we get ready for this very special broadcast of the NBA. Our featured matchup tonight out in New York, where the Knicks will be going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. It has been an interesting ride thus far. Kenny, some teams really improving after a sluggish start.
Yeah, well, credit the people running those franchises. Always look to improve. That's what you have to do if you're a franchise head. You can't just sit back and say, hey, we're going to accept this mediocrity.
No matter what your record is.
No question.
No, the season is a marathon, not a sprint. Lots of
let
ups
me write
and
that one
downs.
down.
Just keep trusting yourself.
The season is a marathon,
not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
And then make sure you put Shaq-Stradamus.
Shaq-Stradamus.
Did you actually make that up?
Something that was already said many moons ago.
I've never heard
you're
that
acting
before.
like it's your original thought.
It is my original
I've never
it's
heard
not
that
a
before.
marathon, it's a sprint. Yeah, get away.
Who said that before? I've never heard that.
Oh,
I got one for you, Ernie.
What's that?
E equals MC tripled.
Ah.
I've never heard that either.
No, nobody has ever said that either.
Think about it, though.
I've thought about it all I want.
I did the math. It doesn't work.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. We'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder facing the New York Knicks. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Paul George has made a reputation as a dynamic two-way player. He said you can dominate a game in so many ways. That's always been my mindset. I just go out there and ball. Kevin, back to you.
Well, you love that versatility, DA. Thank you. The Oklahoma City Thunder with one of the more rabid fan bases, Doris, in the NBA.
Well, 7 straight seasons of sellouts. There's something about the love affair you find in these small market one-sport towns. This is an organization that has the complete and full support of their community.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Thunder. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's George, and at the 3, the small forward. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
The first one falls.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
And George drops them both. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Good work there as it goes. Westbrook's got his first bucket in this one.
Don't give Russell Westbrook an inch, especially down low. This guy lethal.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Now here is Hardaway. D right on him. The pass to Cornette. Down low, Moutier, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, Emmanuel Moutier, that kind of shot will up your field goal percentage, gentlemen.
Here's Westbrook. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
Yep, it counts.
That's a great beginning. 3 for 3 from the floor.
And the Thunder with possession. Got a piece of it. Adams, the pass to Westbrook. Count the basket. Westbrook's got 6.
I can't imagine the energy expended by Russell Westbrook. Always a threat to score, even when he's getting knocked around.
Shot from 12. The rebound by Steven Adams.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's George. Again, Oklahoma City.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Moutier looking around. No one near him. Knox misses. The Thunder have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. The offensive rebound. And that one drops for him.
How about the timing on the offensive glass by Jeremy Grant? Always seems to be in the right place.
And now it's Westbrook running. He can go all the way. And finished off by Westbrook.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
The Thunder leading by 5. 14. Shoots. And again, it's New York.
Boy, Hardaway Jr. off the bounce, the rise and fire. That's pretty.
14. Here's George. It's rebounded by New York. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
Now here is Hardaway. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Outside Hardaway. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. 3-point lead. And George with the stuff.
I'll tell you, that's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
The Knicks have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And George with the stuff.
Ooh, the one-hand tomahawk, guys. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, they got the entire bench up right there as they saw that and out of their chairs. Here's Moutier, the Thunder making the shot. And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
What I love about Russell Westbrook is his single-minded pursuit of a championship. But boy, you better bring your game if you're a member of the media. He wants good questions in an orderly fashion.
At some stats for Westbrook. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. First in assists, 7th in steals, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. Knox misses. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Here's George. Here's Ferguson. That one drops for him.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Moutier kicks to Vonleh. And pushing it up here. Here is... Whoa!
Goodness. And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
And so here is New York, following the score by Oklahoma City. And the basket by Knox.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Oh!
Yes.
Goodness.
Now the superb athleticism of Russell Westbrook on full display. The vertical out of this world.
Here's Moutier. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Wizards in Washington.
You know, he was also one of their key contributors on the glass. His effort was terrific.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. It's a 10-point game. Westbrook drives in. Yes, that goes in. Westbrook's got 12 in the game.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
Moutier passes to Cornette. New York keeps it going, a new 24-second clock. Passes it to Knox. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got 4 rebounds in this game. And George, here we go. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And it's George finishing it off.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
And here's Moutier. He has 6. Can they get it? And Hardaway with the lay-in. 7 points in the game.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Here's Grant. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Hardaway kicks to Cornette. Pass to Vonleh. He can't hit that time. Adams, some nice D. The Thunder leading by 16. And George, here we go. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
I don't think any of us can forget that broken leg Paul George suffered playing for the United States national team in 2014. But what a joy, guys, to see him back and playing at an elite level.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Grant. Alex Abrinas comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Doris, you go back to the injury for Paul George. Some moments where you question whether he'd be the same player. Do you think, in your opinion, that factored into his decision to leave Indiana in search of a more competitive situation?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not sure if the injury played a part, but we know unequivocally because Paul George stated it. He wants his legacy to be about winning. And because those peak years for a star player can be fleeting, you have to appreciate the pursuit of just that.
And the Knicks making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Doris, you were the first female commentator to ever call a Knicks game on radio or television, and I imagine you remember that first broadcast very well.
I sure do, Kevin. It was against the Bucks. I filled in for the great Clyde Frazier, and the Knicks had just made it to the finals the year before, so it was exciting on a number of levels.
Out of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick and roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick and roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense in a pick and roll, but those three are at the top of my list.
And he makes the first. The Thunder with a battering ram offensive style of play, Doris.
I like that description, Kevin, because Westbrook is attacking the rim with great ferocity. They have excellent rebounders. Should he miss an opportunity, they get a ton of free throws. This is a team that puts a lot of pressure on your interior defense.
He doesn't get the second one. Oklahoma City leading by 20. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
The Knicks shooting the ball to the tune of 41% from the field so far. Ntilikina kicks to Cantor. Here's Azania. Here's Robinson. Adams, some nice D.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Yes, that goes in. George has got 21.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Outside, Robinson. Pass to Cantor. Here's Trier from deep. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Abrinas. Robinson with the block. And he gets it back. Abrinas with the bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Ntilikina. Adams defending. Cantor kicks to Ntilikina. They get it back. Cantor. And Cantor able to finish.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Ntilikina. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Over to the wing. Here's Trier.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Here's George. Count it. Good. He's got 23.
I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Ntilikina. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Schroeder, and he lays it straight in.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Trier. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Ntilikina can't hit. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And they really got after it from a defensive standpoint throughout that entire game. The turnovers they forced really tell the story.
There has to be a willingness to take chances, jumping for steals, getting out in passing lanes, and all of that worked in their favor.
And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Here's New York. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Schroeder. And he jams it with authority.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Doris, when you look at Frank Ntilikina, the first thing that might strike you is how long his arms really are.
Right, that wingspan in the 7'1" mark. And I'll tell you what you like is that Ntilikina really knows how to use that length to his advantage on the defensive end.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
Gentlemen, if ever there was a market that is aching for a competitive team, it is New York. The last time the Knicks saw the playoffs, 2013. Boy, does that feel like an eternity ago.
And New York making a change here. Dotson's checked in. Noel's checked in for Oklahoma City. Diallo comes in for George. He hits the second from the line. And thinking back to the Knicks' last postseason appearance, they had some hard-nosed guys on that team.
They sure did. Guys like Tyson Chandler, Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd. Listen, we know New York's a tough town. Their fans appreciate rooting for those gritty-type players. But in the end, at this point, whatever gets them wins will make them happy.
And Robinson throws it down hard.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Here's Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Patterson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And stolen by Patterson. Here's Abrinas. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
There's 39 seconds left in the first. And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
You know I come around and rock it. I'm right for Sean Price and Dilla. My mic is Thriller. My flows is trapping souls like Bryce and Tiller. The crib left in the awnings, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning. I got the bread in the corner, got my career in the summer. I got no fear, just honor. I bled and lived through trauma. First the fat boys break up, and Bow Wow retires. Now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with claiming they doing dirt and get to just disinfecting the scene. I'm what you call the epitomizer of getting dark. I will spit a geyser that'll get these guys on the charts to fit a liger of bars. I'm feeling like the dine on a permanent throne. Like the Quran, you can get it's smelling like the megaphone in the creek. Rolling into an extra.
Raymond Felton, who's checked in for Dennis Schroeder.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And the first one drops.
And the size, quickness, and defense of Ntilikina reminds some of a young Sean Livingston, a unique point guard with a promising future.
And so he hits both.
Boy, when you look at the New York Knicks and their recent draft history, they didn't have a first rounder in 2012, 2014, and 2016. They're obviously feeling the effects of that now, Kev.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Down low, here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
An active passer with good awareness. When Ntilikina spots the open teammate, he gets it to him.
Here's Noel. Robinson pulls it in. To the middle, here's Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action after this word. Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender. He spoke about his mindset.
Defense is 80% of will and 20% ability. So you try to stop the player in front of you and you try to deny him to score the basket. That's just the challenge, and that's what I love in this part of the game.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. And guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
I love the fact that they're getting so many of their points at the rim. Just a solid first period.
Well, Greg, playing bully basketball on the block. Every opportunity they've wanted at the rack, they've got it.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. They've got Felton. Patrick Patterson is out there with Noel. And it's Abrinas in at the 3.
What you love about Enes Kanter to me is every night he's capable of a double-double. He's an efficient low-post scorer and a determined rebounder. This guy can play now. Let's make no mistake.
And Kanter drops them both. So many aspects go into developing, Doris, a winning team, coaching players, all the front office moves. How much do you think ownership affects that equation?
Well, I think it's absolutely critical. Leadership starts at the top down. And what kind of organization do you want? What kinds of behaviors will you tolerate? What kinds of things do you emphasize in terms of what you want your culture to be about? And to me, that starts at the top. When you look at the organizations that have great history with sustained success, it starts at the top with ownership.
I like your word culture there. That makes so much sense.
Well, Alex Abrinas in his third year out of Spain. This guy brings tremendous size, 6'6" shooting guard, and boy, can he shoot it 37% from distance.
2 shots.
Abrinas has relied on his three-point shooting, the vast majority of his attempts coming from beyond the arc.
Well, when you've played alongside Russell Westbrook, you've got to be prepared for catch-and-shoot opportunities. And I think this is what Alex Abrinas' strength is. Now, what has to happen is he's got to diversify that offensive game as his career progresses, and he's got to make sure, Kevin, that he evolves as a defensive player as well. He's got to understand great positioning. He's got to be on point with all of his scouts of his opponents. But this guy can be a knockdown shooter.
So he gets them both. Here's Trier. No points in the game yet for him. Up top, Canner. To the wing on the left. Dotson drills it from outside.
Well, you can tell Cantor uses his size to survey the floor, and he's really good at finding the holes in the defense with his passing.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. New York's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
Thunder foul call.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Trier. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Grant, he's checked in for Patterson. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Outside Hardaway. Sinks the three-pointer. Hardaway has got 10 points.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Here's Abrinas. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Hardaway with a wide-open look. And a miss there on the triple. The Thunder have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Shot good by Diallo. Diallo's got his first points of the game.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Ntilikina passes to Dotson. The three-pointer off the mark.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Oklahoma City shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. Knox, he's checked in for New York. Moutier comes in for Frank Ntilikina. Then for the Thunder, Terrence Ferguson comes in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton.
Shooting one.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up for New York. Outside Hardaway. Here's Knox. And the Knicks miss again. For Oklahoma City, they've gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Shot good by Diallo.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation. Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A 4th would be inexcusable.
And the Knicks making a change here. Cornette's checked in.
Cornette.
Kicks to Moutier. To the paint. Shot to stop the run. And he lays it up and in. Knox has got 5.
I'll tell you, it was the sharp passing that led to that shot. Terrific teamwork.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
New York's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. The pass to Knox. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. 8 points for him. Well, he was fired by the Grizzlies 19 games into last season, Doris, but Coach David Fizdale with a fresh start now with the Knicks in New York.
Well, you think about in Memphis, he tried to shift from the grit and grind to a more modern NBA style, and I think he encountered some resistance there. With the Knicks, more of a clean slate, a chance to build the culture from the ground up.
Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for New York.
Shooting one.
And that one misses. Now we're right around the halfway point of the season, Doris. This is often when we see the better teams really begin to shift gears and surge ahead.
Yeah, we certainly have a better feel for who the contenders might be. We still have a long way to go, obviously, and teams will have some lulls and then some high points, and you've got to be able to weather all of those things. But the reality is we have a greater understanding of who has the necessary offensive and defensive components to compete at a championship level.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
That's his first personal foul.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively. Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. The Knicks have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. The Thunder in 4th.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Right side, Westbrook. It's good. Westbrook's got 23 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Knicks shooting 41% for the game. Knocked loose. Here's Moutier. And nothing is falling for him right now. Grant kicks to Ferguson. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Ferguson's got 8.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Drills the three-pointer. Cornette's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, what a combination of size and touch that makes him a nightmare matchup from three-point range. Wow.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
The Knicks have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Passes it to Knox. Over Noel. Knox misses. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. Here's Westbrook. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 27 points for him.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Moutier pass to Knox. Here's Cornette. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. New York comes into this one following a loss to Washington. Here's Westbrook and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up.
Is Russell Westbrook the toughest guy to contain in the league? He's explosive, he's unpredictable, and he is a nightmare for defenders.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
And so Westbrook makes them both.
What is absolutely mind-boggling to me about Russell Westbrook is how hard he goes every single night.
Hardaway, no good.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
And that one's good, George.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
The Thunder probably the best team in the league at creating extra opportunities.
And they do it in two ways, Kevin. They are a team that emphasizes offensive rebounds and forcing turnovers. So they make you feel them, and they make things happen with their activity.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. Free throw good, Paul George.
When you think about Billy Donovan, to me, he's a guy who values trust and building relationships with players. This guy is not a dictator. He wants to help players grow and develop, and that helps you win.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Moutier finds Hazonia. Inside, here's Knox. For just the fourth time today, it is good. That one makes him 4 for 10. And for Coach Billy Donovan, the process of developing NBA players, Doris, has to be different than it was in college.
Oh, no doubt. At the pro level, many guys are making more money than you are. A lot of them have families. They've already grown into themselves. But to me, he still emphasizes the fact that great relationships with your players is important.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
Let's check out the numbers for Schroeder. How his last 10 games have gone. Averaging 13 points per game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Moutier with the basket. Moutier's got 8.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Got that one up quick. Westbrook's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Thunder.
I don't know a person who couldn't admire the passion and the energy and the ferocity with which Russell Westbrook plays night after night after night.
Here's George, and he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 7 points for the quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this. Unbelievable. Now, Kevin, terrific activity from Paul George. Sticks his long arms in and mucks up the passing lanes.
And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for New York. Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Hardaway for 3. He can't get it to go. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
And George, here we go. Adams trying to free himself up. And George gets it to go.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Knox. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Here's Moutier. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And there's Paul George on the assist by Schroeder. George has got 38 points.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Here's Vonleh. Out to Hardaway. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
To the inside. It's stolen by Adams. Here's Grant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
Westbrook's got his 4th assist in this one. The Knicks shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Knocked loose. Pass to Knox. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And George gets it to go.
That one's not on the defense. That's just pure aggression from Paul George. He wants that challenge.
Moutier kicks to Vonleh. Pass to Knox. He feeds it to Hardaway. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And George gets it to go.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the dunk by Vonleh.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Adams, and there's another one for the Thunder. 41 seconds left to play here in the half. To the middle, here's Vonleh, and the dunk by Vonleh.
I'll tell you, he takes the window of opportunity and delivers a nice pass into the post.
Here's Westbrook. Lays it up off the glass. Westbrook's got 42 in the game.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Knox the pass to Moutier. 17 seconds left in the first half. And the basket by Knox. Knox has got 9 points in the quarter. We've got 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Westbrook got it. Good job in the low post.
Very hard to match the speed of Russell Westbrook. He's got change of speed and blow-by ability.
Hardaway for 3. That shot no good. And so it's Oklahoma City with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He went on an historic scoring frenzy, tallying a ridiculous number of points, 3 steals, and 4 rebounds. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
In that first half, terrific composure from Russell Westbrook. You know he's going to play with emotion, and he's going to try to intimidate you, but his ability to play under control now really makes the difference.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone, and welcome back as we get going again here at 2K Sports. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. We've got Knox, Emmanuel Mudiay out there with Hardaway. Then there's Vonleh, and it's Cornette in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Adams dishes to Westbrook. Here's George. It's rebounded by New York. Lets it go from the wing. That one a little long.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Feeds it to Mudiay. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, when Emmanuel Mudiay has got deep post position, boy, he is going to attack and earn the trip to the stripe.
The Knicks have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Mudiay must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Well, you think to Steven Adams, and coming out of New Zealand, playing about 1 year at the University of Pittsburgh, now in his 5th season as a starter for the Thunder. And what a pivotal guy he's become for this franchise.
Here's Mudiay. Kept alive by New York. Cornette can't get it to go.
They were hoping for a fast start. Instead, they're 0 for 4.
George with the bucket.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
90 seconds now into the second half. And now it's Westbrook running. He can go all the way.
Well, to say Russell Westbrook will give you a nightmare in transition, he'll keep people up at night.
And it's Mudiay with the ball. He brings it up for the Knicks. There's the pass to Cornette. The basket good off the assist from Mudiay. Cornette's got 7.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half. They're now 1 for 5.
And George, here we go.
Well, you love how Paul George finishes on the drive. That is a powerful dunker right there.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Now, here's Mudiay. 9 points in the game so far. And Vonleh has it in the corner. Knocks down the 3 ball. He has 7.
I'll tell you, there are guys in the league you can give that 3-point attempt to. He is not one of those guys.
He gets it in there.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Hardaway kicks to Cornette. Excellent D there from George. Well, Thunder have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And he banks in the layup. George has got 48.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
On the wing, Hardaway. No good on the triple. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Knox. New York, no good that time either.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
When you think about the Oklahoma City Thunder, You have to start and end the conversation with the historic regular seasons put on by Russell Westbrook. The one thing you have to wonder, has he taken them as far as he can?
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And if you're building a team around Westbrook on paper, Doris, how do you do it?
Well, he's a player, obviously, who needs the basketball in his hands. And if you look at a team like the Rockets, where James Harden is complemented by shooters and a rim runner, you wonder if that's the blueprint for somebody like Russell Westbrook.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Well, Paul George, smack dab in the middle of the prime of his career, and maybe underestimated is his drive to win.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Westbrook.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court. He gets it in the paint. Just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
And it's George finishing it off.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
Dotson gets the bucket.
Guys, listen, the defense was totally invisible on that three-point attempt. Nobody even in his zip code.
Here's George. Count that one. George has got 56 points in the game.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
To the left wing, here's Trier, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
The Thunder have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. Oh!
This guy is an incredible dunker in space. The defense just says, let me step back here, Kevin.
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay, presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Trier. He's covered by Westbrook. Pass to Trier from outside the arc. The rebound by Steven Adams.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Cornette. No good on the three. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Count that one. George has got 58.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Ntilikina. Second shot opportunity. Unloads. New York working now with the fresh shot clock. Cantor. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Right wing. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Here's George. Good. That's another bucket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Here's Ntilikina. He kicks it to Cantor. Pass to Cornette. Excellent D there from George.
Yep, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
And another one. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Pass to Cornette to the left side wing. They get the rebound. Cantor. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Cantor's got 8 points.
Well, this guy is a skilled scorer from that area. Once Enes Kanter gets a little bit of position, he's good.
George, no good.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Dotson the pass to Cornette. Just 5 on the clock. They double him with George. Dotson makes it off the glass. Dotson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I know how popular threes are in the NBA, but boy, you can't do better than those quality looks in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
Robinson's checked in for New York. And then for Oklahoma City, Nerlens Noel checks in for Steven Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And it's Felton with the ball for Oklahoma City. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. They start a 3-game homestand with that game.
Well, listen, Felton, an outstanding ball handler. He sees the floor well, zips a pass to his guys.
Robinson kicks to Cantor. A floater. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Noel's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's George. And good! He hits it again. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
In the corner, it's Robinson. Cantor against Noel. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul. Oklahoma City on D. Dotson kicks to Ntilikina. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ntilikina's got 6.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Cantor. Goes up again. The rebound by Patterson. Now the pass to Abrinas. A baseline J, and again it's Oklahoma City.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
The Knicks shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Passes it to Ntilikina. Dishes it to Cantor. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. He's got 10.
That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
The Knicks shooting has been wayward so far, only 37% from the floor. Well, Enes Kanter, when we talk about rebounds per minute, Doris, he's generally very high on that list.
Well, Kev, he's got the size and he's got the strength. But what I really love about him is there's this willingness to mix it up. This is a very physical player.
Here's Ntilikina. He has 6. Kicks to Robinson. Pass to Cantor. Back to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
You know, the assist is the key part of that play. The pace on the bounce pass, perfect.
Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Listen, if you're open, Felton will find you. He has just such a great feel for the game.
Here's Dotson. He's got 8, and George gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Knicks making a change here. Hezonja's checked in. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder. Stolen away. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now Hazonia. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. They get the rebound. Here's Abrinas. Kept alive. A second chance effort. And Noel lays it up and in.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it? Never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
Inside, here's Cantor. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
I love to see them pound it inside like that, not settling for the perimeter shot.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. To the paint, here's Robinson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Robinson's got 4 points in the quarter. Here's Abrinas. Banked in off the glass.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Here's Schroeder. Sinks that one from the post. Schroeder's got 8.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Enes Kanter is a natural-born scorer. Either back to the basket with the jumper or the post move. He's got it all.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? 52 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Inside. And the rejection by Noel. Schroeder kicks to Felton. Ring shot on the way. Goes back up. And it's finished off inside by Schroeder. 10 points for him.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
I'll tell you, what an effort on the glass. Even with this lead, they're still going all out.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Here's Hazonia. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Here's Abrinas. Again, Oklahoma City.
And really the story of the half. One team shooting it lights out. The other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Exert yourself by being disciplined and focused on the right stuff. All right, good job. Oh, go.
Words of praise from Billy Donovan asking them to stay locked in, make good choices.
Yeah, and when all 5 of these guys are on the same page, great things tend to happen. So let's see if that continues.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. Taking a look at the Thunder. Felton is out there with Diallo. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then it's Noel. And it's Nader in at the 3 slot. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for New York. Doris, when you view international basketball, 13 and 14-year-olds playing in academies, some players turning pro overseas at 16. Would something like that work in this country?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not necessarily for something like this. What I do believe is the NBA could become more involved across the board, and we should have more uniformity in basketball in general. And I think one of the ways to do that is to make sure we set up some sort of basketball committee across the different levels of basketball, starting with youth, going to high school, into college, then the semi-professional sort of basketball leagues out there, or the formative leagues like the G League, and then the NBA. I think we just need to look at the game in its totality and create some measure of uniformity. But frankly, I don't love the idea of 13 and 14-year-olds leaving their home to go to, quote, sport academies.
One shot. One shot.
That's good from Hezonja. Once considered a huge bust, Mario Hezonja has started to come alive and find his place in the NBA.
Let's remember, this is a man who got his rookie option declined and had to make the most of some chances and showed he still has upside last season. This guy was thought to be on the verge of leaving the NBA, but is starting to come around.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Got a piece of it. Here's Robinson. It falls for his fifth field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, you love that Courtney Lee, a tremendous shooter, is willing to give it up when he sees a guy open. That's good stuff.
Patterson, that's good. Burke with it. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And Hezonja gets it to go.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he could knock it down, and he does.
Diallo, no good. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Burke with it. Now Felton defending. Here's Robinson. And again, it's New York.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. And the Knicks making a change here. Cornette's checked in. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And a wide open look for Lee. Offline with his three. Thunder have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Uncovered. Shot good by Diallo.
Wow, look at the way the big man Noel set up his guys. Puts the pass in the perfect position. Easy shot.
And here is Burke. Takes a 3. And it's Lee that time on the assist by Burke.
Gentlemen, this guy goes from good three-point shooter to great when you give him that kind of space.
Here's Diallo. Again, the Thunder score.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
The Knicks have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Burke looking over the floor. Cornette passes to Vonleh. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Exactly the shot they were looking for on that possession. The easy one down low.
Patterson, that's good.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
For New York, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft. After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Burke dishes to Vonleh. Back to Burke. On the wing, Lee. 6 on the shot clock. The wide open look here for Vonleh. No good with the triple.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
The Knicks shooting has been just great in the fourth quarter, 54%. To the inside, and finished off by Hezonja.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, a consistent 3-and-D veteran.
And, you know, more of a journeyman's career, but I'll tell you what, he's a winner and competes, does those little things, and, boy, he makes some big shots.
York making a change here. Dotson's checked in. And so here is Oklahoma City. Here's Felton. Off target from the wing.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
And that one's good. Noel.
Well, Nerlens Noel adding to his offensive repertoire. Soft-looking jumper from the big man.
Burke kicks to Hazonia. Off target from three-point range.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes. Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Lee against Patterson. Noel passes to Nader. Baseline jumper. A rebound by Hazonia.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here's Dotson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here's a chance now to check out the New York Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Houston Rockets. And then on Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets.
And looking at the Hornets matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll. And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
And that one is good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Cornette. Hits the jumper in space. Now here's Felton. Shoots over Burke. That's short off the rim. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
But they get it back. Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Got that one up quick. Well, the league taking steps, Doris, to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
New York shooting 41% for the game. Out to Lee. Pass to Burke. Here's Dotson. The pass to Cornette. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And really trying to work the ball inside here and starting to get results. A lot of that offense coming in the paint here in the second half.
For the Knicks, Trier, he's checked in for Lee, and Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Burke. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Raymond Felton. And the free throw, no good. And for the Thunder, they're shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. Schroeder, the shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. He tries for 3. They get it back. Hazonia on the wing. Passes it to Trier. 5 on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
That's his second personal foul.
Well, so often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
Both good from the line that time. And it's the Thunder with the ball. Here's Schroeder. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Here's Ntilikina. Softly drops in the floater.
So explosive moving towards the basket. Ntilikina is terrific at getting into the lane.
Here's Ferguson. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got his fourth rebound in this one. Pass to Dotson from outside the arc. The rebound by Patterson. Thunder shooting an absolutely astounding 80% from the field. Everything is falling. Ferguson's shot is good.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Ntilikina kicks to Dotson. Here's Azania. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Azania's got 10 points here in the second half.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
The Knicks shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. Here's Cornette. A three-pointer, no good. Cornette's gone 1 of 4 from distance. Here's Diallo. Here's Noel. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, 6'11" Nerlens Noel, so efficient down deep, working his magic thanks to that great size.
And stolen by Noel. And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Pass to Dotson. Teardrop shot. Here's Cornette. The Thunder pull it in. Here's Diallo. Again, Oklahoma City.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
I'll tell you, he's relentless right now. He's going straight at the defense and knocking down a lot of shots in this quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Thunder.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
And stolen by Hazonia. Trier passes to Ntilikina. To the inside. And Azania gets it to go.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Here's Ferguson. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Azania. And it's Noel with the rebound. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. What do you think, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 16-6 run. Here's Noel. Bank shot, no good. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Boy, nice team basketball being played right there. You see the open man, and you deliver the ball right away.
Here's Abrinas. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
He really made that shot harder than it needed to be, and coach is not happy with that choice.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.